My name is Todd Bloomer, and I'm the proud principal of Churchill High School. On behalf of the entire Winston Churchill High School family and community, we would like to thank all of our veterans and their families for what they have done for our country. Your service is appreciated, and we respect the sacrifices that you and your family have made through the years. We hope you enjoy this special day as we honor you with this presentation put together by the students at Winston Churchill High School.
Good morning and happy Veterans Day. Thank you so much to all who are here today to honor our veterans on this special holiday. I would like to give a special thank you to all veterans and active military here. We are so grateful for you and your service to our country. We are so glad we can celebrate with you all. Next, we will have our JROTC flag detail raise the flags. Following this presentation, the national anthem and a song of their choice will be performed by the Churchill Choir. March time. March. Lights out. Halt. Post. Forward. March.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose proud stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rugged red flag amongst the singing air gave proof through the
I would now like to welcome our JROTC Battalion Commander, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Bryce Lofton, to give some introductory remarks.
Hello, my name is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Bryce Lofton. Veterans Day was first celebrated on November 11th, 1947, when a World War II veteran named Raymond Weeks organized a parade to honor fellow service members in Birmingham, Alabama. November 11th had originally been designated Armistice Day, in recognition of the ending of fighting of World War I. This happened on November 11th, 1918, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. However, on June 1st, 1954, November 11th officially became a day to honor all veterans. And so the tradition carries on. The service members we honor today come from all walks of life, but they share several fundamental qualities. They possess courage, pride, determination, selflessness, and a dedication to duty and integrity. All the qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. Many of them didn't ask to leave their homes and fight on distant battlefields. Many of them didn't even volunteer. They didn't go to war because they loved fighting. They were called to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They were ordinary people who responded in extraordinary ways in extreme times. They rose to the nation's call because they wanted to protect a nation which has given them and given us so much. So this day, we stop and consider their sacrifices. We pay tribute to all service members, the lost troops, and to their families. It is a way to say that we remember and honor them all. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Bitter. I am the Prime Minister of the Winston Churchill Parliament. Thank you, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Lofton. Now, in keeping with our Veterans Day tradition, I will read excerpts of the Presidential Proclamation for Veterans Day, honoring our nation's veterans and the sacrifices their families make. On November 11th, Americans commemorate the service, sacrifice, and immeasurable contributions of our nation's veterans who have proudly worn our country's uniform to defend and preserve our precious liberty. As we celebrate Veterans Day, we pause to recognize the brave men and women who have fearlessly and faithfully worked to defend the United States and our freedom. Their devotion to duty and patriotism deserves the respect and admiration of our grateful nation each and every day. We are forever thankful for the many heroes among us who have bravely fought around the world to protect us all. As Americans, it is our sacred duty to care for and support those who have shown courage and conviction in selfless service to our country. Today, we pledge to always fight for those who have fought for us, our veterans, who represent the best of America. They deserve our prayers, our unending support, and our eternal gratitude.
Thank you, Jonathan. Now to perform a tribute to our nation's armed forces and veterans, Churchill's Orchestra. I would also like to honor the veterans on Churchill's very own faculty and staff: Ken Scott, Chris Vasquez, Keisha Spalding, William Parr, Walter Johnson, Kira Lloyd, and Kathy Wells. Thank you for your service. I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker today, U.S. Army retired Major Louis Ulrich.
Hello, I'm Major Louis Ulrich, U.S. Army retired, and I'm glad to be here today to speak to you about Veterans Day. In 1918, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, an armistice was declared between the Allied nations and Germany in World War I. Just over 116,000 Americans died defending the lives and freedom of our European allies. The following year, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration to honor the soldiers who fought in that war. The day was originally known as Armistice Day. The first nationwide celebration included parades, public meetings, and a 2-minute suspension of business at 11 a.m. November 11th became a federal holiday in the United States in 1938. In the aftermath of World War II and the Korean War, the holiday became known as Veterans Day. The importance of this day is acknowledged in the fact that it is one of few American holidays celebrated on the exact date each year, regardless of the day of the week. Men and women have served our country in the armed forces since the formation of the Continental Army, Navy, and Marines before the actual establishment of our republic. They have joined for many reasons and have served in combat and peace in posts across the U.S. and around the world. Today, there is a projected total of 1.3 million active duty servicemen and women in the U.S. military, with an additional 800,000 serving in reserve components. There are approximately 21 million veterans alive in the U.S. Our veterans have faced danger and terror in armed conflicts in every generation since 1775. They experienced the hardships of separation from family and friends, even in non-combat periods and locations. Those of us who served in the 1970s and 80s take great pride in the label as Cold War veterans, proud that we defeated the huge Soviet military threat without ever going to war. As in many eras, military commanders reminded service members that sweat and stress endured in training could reduce blood lost in combat. Our soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen have been on the forefront of continual change in our society and culture. Following World War II, our services led the way in providing equal opportunities for persons of all races by desegregating all units. Women have played a pivotal role in all wars dating back to the Revolutionary War. As the Vietnam War ended, the Army eliminated the Women's Army Corps that allowed women to serve only in nursing and administrative fields. Women were now accepted into many specialties. In 2013, the military's ban on women serving in combat was lifted. In recent years, we have seen women accepted into combat arms and special operations units. About 1 in every 5 active duty military today are women, approximately 250,000. Our services have always accepted, adopted, and developed new technology for use in all our activities. Today's young service members use some of the most advanced technology in the world. In the 1970s, we made the adaptation from a draft environment in the Army to an all-volunteer force. During and immediately after an unpopular Vietnam War, our country was rocked by demonstrations and protests. Drafted service members came home to ridicule and harassment, bearing the brunt of anger at decisions made by political leaders. Military leaders directed service members not to wear uniforms while in transit across our country to avoid being identified as military. Today that has changed, and military in uniform are often applauded as they travel to and from assignments. The military strives to remain a non-political entity in service to our nation. The effects of PTSD are being widely recognized every day. According to a report by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, an average of 20 veterans die per day from suicide. Many people today do not have any real concept of what those in service actually do on a daily basis, including strenuous training, maintenance of personal fitness, preparation for recurring deployments, facing combat and terrorist activities across the globe, and the incumbent challenges of adjusting to those varied environments often. If you travel to France, visit the U.S. Cemetery at Normandy and observe the care the French take to maintain the pristine environment for the huge number of graves of U.S. members entombed there. You can also visit the Fort Sam Houston Cemetery here in San Antonio. Look across the rolling landscape of approximately 180,000 gravestones and contemplate who they were, what they did, why they are there. Look into activities such as Wreaths Across America and learn how they honor our armed forces members. I encourage all Americans to get to know service members and learn about their experiences. Encourage them, support them in real ways as they face the rigors of the life they have accepted. I congratulate the young people today who take the oath to support and defend our country against all enemies, allowing us to enjoy the freedom that we do here at home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Major Ulrich, for your service to this country and for that inspirational speech. Over the past few weeks, Churchill Parliament hosted a Veterans Day poetry contest in the feeder elementary schools. One grand prize winner was chosen to have their poem read here today.
Thank You by Colton J. Perry from Oak Meadows Elementary. Thank you to the ones who could not be here with us. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your smarts. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. You keep me safe, so I want to show my love, because you truly are a gift from above. You inspire me to fight for what's right, in the sea, the ground, and even in the flight. So I want you to know that you're in the glue of the nation, and you truly are my inspiration. So thank you for the purple hearts, the broken hearts, and the bold of hearts.
Next, we'll have a playing of taps, followed by a moment of silence in honor of our fallen heroes who have paid the ultimate price. We will never forget the sacrifice they have made and their service to our country to defend our freedom.
Forward. March.
This concludes our Veterans Day ceremony. Thank you to all who are here today to honor our veterans.